From the relationship in Kyiv, Ukraine and Britain, let's now talk about the relationship between America and Canada. Good friendships rarely break. They overcome the odd misunderstandings, but once things go south, they mostly stay there. US and Canada have been those two friends who have been joined at the hip throughout 20th century, culturally, economically, and geographically.
Well, that friendship is now going through a sour phase, Eric, because open borders and open trade have been the hallmark of this relationship. But under Donald Trump and his tariff threats, this great friendship is now turning into a bitter enmity.
Now, Canada will match Washington's new tariffs dollar for dollar in order to protect Canadian workers, farmers, families, and businesses. Let me be clear. We take this step reluctantly. Reluctantly because we recognize that some of these measures will raise costs and reduce choice for Canadians. Reluctantly because we recognize that some U.S. companies and some U.S. states are innocent bystanders in a dispute that they did not want. Reluctantly because this trade dispute is preventing Canada and America from doing so much good that we could do together.
Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney's announcement of dollar-for-dollar retaliatory on U.S. following the collapse of trade talks stands out for two things. First, the expiration at dealing with once super-friendly U.S. under Trump. Secondly, the realization that retaliatory tariffs will hurt his people as well. For Trump, tariff threats have been the tentpole of his foreign policy in his second term. He has let down allies, created new adversaries, and above all, conveyed to the world that America can go back on its word.
But when it comes to China, Trump is more than willing to soften his stand, understanding Chinese leverage in rare earths and supply chains. However, when it comes to Canada, he has been doubling down. Following Mark Carney's remarks, Trump took to Truth Social to claim that Canada wants to take advantage of being a U.S. state without being one. Trump realizes that as far as Ottawa is concerned, he is in the position to call the shots. In fact, U.S. tariffs that took effect after the collapse of the talks impact $20 billion or nearly 5% of Canadian exports. Trump also announced hiking of tariffs of Canadian steel and auto to 50% from the 1st of January next year. Now, for Ottawa, that increases the costs significantly, considering that 70% of its $410 billion exports are to the United States.
The U.S., on its part, seems unperturbed with threats of Canadian tariffs, despite analysts warning of the trickle-down costs for American households and small businesses. The Trump administration feels Carney will eventually back down.
I think you're going to see Mark Carney come to the table very, very quickly because it's going to be devastating for his country.
While both sides continue to refer to each other as friends, at least for now, even if they eventually reach some sort of middle ground in the near future, the scars will clearly remain for a long time. Transgressions in close relationships might be forgiven for the sake of saving it, but they're rarely forgotten.